Hello. Hello and welcome to this video from libreprogramming.org, and I would like to introduce my website at this moment. This is Kunjika, which has been made by me, and I was doing several things in this and there were bugs, but now the bugs have been fixed, and I want that if you have any questions on my videos, you can ask me here and I'll be notified, and I'll be monitoring this page, and whenever you post a comment or answer, I will receive an email because I'll be mostly involved in almost all the questions. So if you have questions, you can come here and ask. And since we have covered a lot of C programming, I will now start with the data structure and algorithms. Not that I will stop making C programming videos. C programming videos will come, but now we will also proceed with the data structures. So this video is on the notation of algorithm complexity. So that is big O notation, omega and theta notations. Now big O notation is most widely used notation for analysis of algorithms. This was initially given by Paul Bachman, so in his book Analytic Number Theory. A little bit of this material I have taken from Wikipedia. So uh, here is their attribution towards them. And then number theorist Edmund Landau adopted it, and then he used the notation small o, and both are now called Landau symbols. And then Ronald further worked on it and gave omega and theta notations. But then Hardy and Littlewood had used that as not small o notation. Now, the key part is, suppose there is a function fn, where n belongs to integers, and we want to find out big O of fn. So how do we find that out? Now suppose there are two constants, capital M and n0, such that for the number xn represented by order fn satisfied the condition that modulus of xn is less than or equal to mod m multiplied by fn for all integers n greater than n0. So let's see what this means actually in real practice. So this notation is called asymptotic notation because it is the upper bound on the function fn. Now consider a function fn is equal to 2n plus 3. Then for all n greater than 1, f odd big O fn is equal to 5 and will be upper bound. Why? Because when n will be 1, fn will be 5. But when n is greater than 1, 5n will always be greater than 2n plus 3. For example, if big O of fn is 3n, then for all n greater than 3, 3n will be greater than 2n plus 3. Now, but this is a stronger statement compared to 5n. We can also say that if this is n square, that is big O of fn is n square, then it is also an upper bound on 2n plus 3, but then the statement is less strong. That it will be far off. The upper bound will be far off from 2n plus 3. So what I have written as the next point over here is that big O of fn must be greater than fn, and then it should never become smaller after that. That is after n is equal to n0. So it is the upper bound. Okay. So we can say order of fn is equal big O of fn is equal to 3n. It is commonly written as order of n because then constants we do not write when deciding on functions, because constants we can always compute. It can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5. Constants can be anything, but the order is n. As big O notation gives the upper bound, the omega notation gives the lower bound. Now, the mathematical description is given here. So suppose there are two constants L and N0 and Gn is omega of Fn, then Gn should be greater than L modulus of Fn for all n greater than N0. Now theta notation is used for both lower bound and upper bound, but then we do not worry about constants. So if G of n is theta of Fn, then that implies that Gn is equal to big O of Fn and Gn is equal to omega Fn. Now it's my request that you practice on several functions for these. You choose Fn for some value and then you try to figure out the omega of Fn and theta of Fn and big O of Fn, because without practice you will really not understand this. Upper bound, as you understood, I have given an example. Similarly, you should try to compute the lower bound for this function. Now, in computer science for algorithm analysis, we are almost always worried about big O complexity. Now, I have plotted some functions using GNUplot. So, the lowermost line which you see, the bluish line, is log n or log x, and then this is x, and then we have x log x or n log n, and then we have square x square, and then we have x cube, the green line, and then we have 2 to the power x, that is the maroon color, I would say. Yep. So as you say, 2 to the power x starts slow, but then it eventually crosses x cube somewhere around 1000. It crosses that. So as you can see, ideally we would prefer a log x or log n complexity compared to n, and we would prefer n compared to n log n, and we would prefer n log n compared to n square. So I will upload this PDF on Conjica here. I'll upload here, and the title will be Algorithm Complexity. You can download the PDF and study it. Wikipedia has some good material on big O notation. You can Google it and you can read it. For example, you can read it big O notation. So it will give you that. So you should read this material also. This is pretty good material. So you will get a much detailed idea of how things proceed. So for example, for a function 6x to the power 4 minus 2x cubed plus 5, and they have shown that this is less than equal to 13x to the power 4 for x0 is equal to 1 and m is equal to 13. So you should try to solve these functions, and the best thing is if you know several functions, for example, sum of first n numbers and sum of first n square numbers, so you can try to compute big O of those sums. So this is where I'll stop the video, and in our next part we will start programming using linked lists. This is the first video on data structure algorithms. I'll start with linked lists, singly linked lists, and then we will do stacks and queues, and then we will proceed, and the code I will post here, and as well as if there are any attachments, then I'll post them here so you can download from here. Thanks for watching the video. Happy programming.